breakthrough moment, which was that I had done some computer work and I actually got a job on campus doing tech support in the hospital. And literally, I was that guy that was the only one in the building who knew how to do stuff with computers, and I remember them coming to me and saying, we need a website. And this was probably so hilarious to people, but it was the kind of place where, you know, I got a book that was like learn HTML in 20 days, and I learned it and I built the first website. And for me that was like crazy, because as soon as I started learning about how I could build this website, it just created this explosion of ideas of what I could do with this internet that existed out there. And so I ended up going on to a couple of other schools, Sheridan, I took some training, and then I went to the Canadian Film Centre. And what I ended up doing was learning how to become a producer. And so what I do now is I'm the one who creates a project, because I bring the team together and I talk about what we're going to build, and sometimes I build that for other people, and sometimes I build it for myself. I get an opportunity sometimes to work on projects that are of my own making. My job now is that I own my own business. My company's called Stitch Media, and it's been around for 11 years, and it is an interactive media production company. And we create websites and apps and games, and most of them are built around stories. First thing I would say, if you want to start your own business, is that whenever anybody asks you, what are you doing? You say, well, I've got this business, and here's what we're working on right now. Right. And if you don't have paying clients, then that's okay, because that's not what people ask. They want to hear what you're working on. Like, we're all very complex people, and we all want to be many things to many people. And so when people say, kind of, who are you, which is the way that they often approach the first subject, it's tempting to be like, well, I'm many things, and I can do anything, and I can be all these things. But that's not really how. It's just, that doesn't make it great. People don't remember it well. And what they do remember is somebody who's passionate about one thing. And so even though you are a complex individual who should be confident, my number one piece of advice is that you should pick something to be passionate about and talk about that much more than any of the other things, because people will put you into that box. They'll think, okay, the last time I talked to you, you were excited about this, and if I ever hear somebody talk about it, I'm going to remember you. One of the things that is always a problem for me is that we don't talk to people about how many jobs exist that you've never heard of. And so what I'm really excited about with the World of Work Forum is that we're going to get a chance to connect with people who are working in very different fields and show them how they discovered the workplaces that they've ended up in. And so for me, I hope it exposes the current students that they're going to see that, they don't need permission in going to a specific graduate's program, or they don't need a certain credential to find their way, that those can be stepping stones, but they're not the only ways to get jobs out there, and that this is going to expose a lot of interesting new roles that exist in the workforce.